So I made a commitment. No matter what, I'm going to post. So please excuse the audio, but you know, I think it's important. I want to take a moment to talk about drifting. And if you ever swam in the ocean and got caught up in a current and you drift away and go deeper and deeper into water, and it's actually dangerous. I did that before in Florida, in the ocean, and just how you see this water in the background, how it's moving, and that's how life is, right? And if we're not intentional about the direction we want to go in, about the speed we want to move in, what happens is we end up drifting, right? I want to encourage you, to prevent drifting, all right? Prevent it. Like, you see my arm getting tired? Prevent drifting, okay? How do you prevent drifting? First, you have to slow down. Like, I'm telling you, I sound like a broken record, but way too many of us, we're moving way too fast. All right, we're moving way too fast. And what happens when we move fast is not like we're missing the details, but we're moving at a rate where it's like almost like we really can't hear from God. It's like we lose touch with our feelings and our emotions. We lose touch with our health. We lose touch with the ones we love most because we're always on the move and we haven't taken the time to slow down, to think, right? It's almost like, when is the last time you thought a real thought? Not a thought somebody else gave you, not a thought based off a social media post, not a thought that you think on a regular basis like is routine. When have we just thought? And I think sometimes we're moving so fast, we're in autopilot. Like, most of us who's watching this, we drive, right? And when you first start driving, you have to really think about everything. You have to be aware and have to pay attention about your mirrors and looking in the mirror and checking your blind spot, right? Because when you're learning how to drive, because you're not accustomed to being behind the wheel and the weight of the responsibility of driving, you don't want to harm yourself, your family. You don't want to harm your vehicle. You don't want to harm somebody else in their vehicle. You don't want to harm a pedestrian walking or riding their bike, right? Because you want to be careful to protect those you love and even yourself, right? You're very intentional about the way you drive. What happens after a few years, though, we start driving on autopilot. All right, I can't be the only one. You can drive from your job to home to church, wherever you want to go, without even thinking. It's not even a thought. It's like it's automatic. Driving becomes like breathing. And a lot of accidents happen because people are driving on autopilot, and they're driving on autopilot with some bad habits, not checking your blind side, not putting on your seatbelt, not turning on your blinkers, right? Not stopping, like where you can see the back tires of the vehicle, you all up on them. You know what I'm saying? Like driving past the speed limit, like all these things, right? We're just driving on autopilot. Like, how do you even get here? We're on a highway, not even thinking, mind completely turned off, but because we've done it so much, we're not even aware that we're doing the thing that we've done so much. It's like breathing. Most of us is not even aware that we're breathing because we're moving so fast. We're not even aware of our own breath because we're moving so fast. And this is what I'm talking about, arm switch. This is what I'm talking about as it relates to drifting. We're moving so fast through life, we're not even aware, not only of our own thoughts, we're not even aware of our own actions, how we treat other people. It's on autopilot, and it may not be right all the time. In order to correct this, in order to solve this, we must slow down. So if we don't want to drift, we have to slow down, but also like we gotta have a plan in place. And I'm not saying a plan. When you hear that word plan, it's not like, okay, from A to Z, right? This plan is more like a sense of direction. I know the direction I want to go, right? Because drifting is taking you in a direction you don't want to go. Matter of fact, it's taking you in a direction you don't even know where you're going until you get there. Drifting, you don't even know you're drifting until you look up and like, whoa, how did I get here? How many of you right now, put in the comments, you asked that question before in life, how did I get here? Out of all the places in the world, how did I get here? Right? How am I working this job? How am I in this relationship? You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I in this financial position? Like, how am I here? I didn't plan to be here. I wasn't expected to be here. How am I here? It's because we didn't plan and have a direction, right? So to kind of stop our drifting, you all, we got to have some type of direction, right? And for me, the best direction is the way of Christ. That's the best direction for me. For you, it could be somewhere else. But I'm like, God, where are you calling me? How are you calling me? Right? Like, what direction you want me to move in and walk in? Like, what is that? I want to go in that direction. So my plan is to follow Christ. Right? It might sound wild, but my life plan is, Lord, I got to follow you. Because as I'm following Christ, all right, hear me out, it prevents the drift. Because Christ is leading me to my calling, to my destiny, to a place of impact, to peace, to wholeness, to shalom, to order, to restoration, to revival, to resurrection, right? Christ is leading me to all of these phenomenal things. But I have to follow him. But oftentimes I go back, right? If we're going to stop drifting, like if we're going to plan to follow Christ, we got to slow down. I feel like slow down is becoming a foundation in my life where I'm like, you know what? I know I want to get results. I know I want to produce. I know I want to do this. But at what cost? Like Jesus promised us, y'all, if we abide in him and he in us, we will bear fruit. It's a promise. You can hang your hat on it that if you abide in me, if you rest in me, if you live in me, if you're attached to me, if you follow me, you will bear much fruit. I don't know about y'all, but I want that promise, y'all. And I've struggled in the past of moving too fast and not slowing down enough to really abide in him. So I just want to encourage you in that way to abide in Christ, to slow down, don't drift, okay? And trust that whatever path God has you on, it's the right path. It might not feel like it, it may not look like it, but the key is to understand that Christ have you on a certain path, okay? And you go in that direction. But if it's like you all over the place, we end up drifting. All right, so slow down, please. I beg you, slow down. Take a deep breath, okay? Google spiritual practices, Christian spiritual practices. Look up Dallas Willard book, The Spirit of Disciplines, right? And practice these spiritual practices of slowing down. All right, I love you. I'll holler at you and talk to you later.